name's Liz. I'm from Non-Stop Kids. I'm one of the entertainers. I'm one of the face painters for Non-Stop Kids. So I'm going to do you a really easy face painting tutorial that you can have a go at. If you've got face paints at home, great. You can do it on yourself or on your hand. If you don't, normal paint will work as well. Just don't do it on your skin. Do it on a piece of paper. And I'm going to do this just to show you, like, I'm not, I can't really draw. Some boys and girls, some of you might be able to draw, mums and dads, you might be able to draw, you might not be able to. I'm not very good at drawing, so I'm just going to show you that basically anybody can learn to face paint, because I only started learning around about a year ago. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do flowers. My favourite thing to do is like festival flowers, so they go just around the eye, just here. And there's a couple of different ways you can make a flower, and I'm going to show you the way that I like to do it. So I've got 3 brushes here. There's nothing kind of too fancy about the brushes. They're not face painting brushes, they're just 1 or 2 actually. But you can use face painting brushes, or you can just use a normal paintbrush. They work just as well. And I've got my black and yellow one here, and I've got my purple one, and then I've got the brown one here, and they all make a different type of petal. So let's get started. So I'll show you how. I'll show you on my arm just there, how we do a flower. So what we're going to do is I've got a spray bottle of water, because if I put my paintbrush in, it's probably going to get a little bit too wet to do it, and the paint runs, which is fine. If it does, wipe it off, start again. Does happen. So what I've done is I've got my spray bottle, and I've just sprayed a little bit of water onto my purple. We're going to go with purple for this one, and then I've put lots and lots of purple on my brush just there. Now what I like to do first of all is I like to do a test. So before I go onto anyone's face normally, I'll just do a quick test just there, just to check that the paint is the right consistency, like that. This could probably do with a little bit more water, so we'll just give it another quick spray, and we'll dip in again. So we just put lots more purple on, and we'll try again. So we'll do another blot just there, like that. Now that's probably a little bit better. So then how we make a flower is nice and simple, okay? So what we do is, all you have to do, I'll show you on my hand first of all, is you literally get the tip of your brush and you push the tip of your brush down like so. So you get a little blob like that, and then what you do is you go all the way around in a circle, just making little blobs, and they make your petals. So I'll show you just here. I'm just trying to get the angle. There we go. So I'm going to show you, we do a blob, and then we do a blob, and then a blob. You can do 4 or you can do 5, it doesn't matter, and then another blob. And that gives us a really basic flower shape. It doesn't matter if it's not great, because what we do is we put loads of little things around it later, and that makes it look really cool. So that's the one brush, and that gives you more of sort of like a square shape. So I'm just going to give that a little wash off. I've just got some water here. I've got my water pot, and I've got my empty pot as well, which I like to put paintbrushes in afterwards. And I'm just going to get rid of that. Always good if you're doing face painting to have a baby wipe to hand, or a cloth, just so you can kind of clear your arms and your hands up. So that's done for me now. So then the next one is this one. Now this is probably my favourite brush that I like to do flowers with. So I'm gonna dip it in the water this time, I think. And then I'm gonna get my pink paint from over here. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little test run on my arm just here, just to see what the consistency of the paint's like. Which it's pretty good. It's a little bit on the watery side, but that's absolutely fine. That's why we do the test run. So I normally have, I'll just get some from over here, a piece of kitchen roll. So I'll just blot it off just a little bit, just get rid of a bit of that water excess. And then we go onto the hand, and it's exactly the same. This time I'm going to leave a gap in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to push down. It's very strange doing this backwards. And then we're going to push down, and we're just going to go round in a circle, and this time we're going to leave a little gap in the middle, and that's where we'll put our little dots, just like that. So that's the second brush there. So every single time you do the flower, it's exactly the same, it just gives you a slightly different shape depending on the brush that you use. I will say if you're trying this on a face, or if you're doing it on a piece of paper in front of you, it is a lot easier than doing it on yourself, so you'll probably find it much easier than I'm making it look. So what I'll do is I'm going to go in with the same colour again, because that paint's already going. Now I've got the last brush, which was my purple one. So I put some water on. I'm going to do a little test run just here on my hand. Yep, that's fine. Probably not, there's not a lot of water there, that's fine. So again, I'll just go round, just making the petal shape all the way around, just like that. And that is how we do a flower. It's very cool, very simple. Now, what I like to do is I like to mix two colours together when I do flowers. And I normally like to use white and another colour, and I'm going to show you what that creates. So I'm just going to clean this brush off right here. It's always good when you've cleaned your brush off. I like to just do that just to get rid of the water excess that's on the end. And then what we do, this is my white paint here. I'm running a little bit low. And I'm going to give it a little dip, and I'm going to really work all of the paint into my white just there. Just like that. So now I've got lots of white on that brush. So if you can have a look then, you'll see there's lots and lots of white paint on that brush. And now what we do after that, and this is what makes your flowers look really cool and makes them not just look like a blob, is that just on the very tip of the brush, I'm just going to put a little bit of another colour. So I've got white all the way up and down the brush. And then just on the end, I'm just going to dip into the sort of reddy pink paint that I was using earlier. And you'll see just in there, if you can just see, there's just that bit of red and pink just on the end. And then you do exactly the same again. So I'll probably do a little test run first just here, just to check. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So I'll just get rid of that quickly. And then I'll go around on the palm. Just to show you how you do it, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do 5 petals, just like that, and then we have a basic flower. And now you don't need to use white. What you can do is you can even dip into 3 colours, which I'll show you now. Hopefully I should have just enough white paint left on this brush. So I've got my white paint, it's still on there right at the top, and I've got the pink. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the pink colour even more, so that goes about halfway up the brush, and then I'm going to use a slightly darker colour. So I'm going to go into the pink, and you can see now I've got a lot more pink on there. It's kind of like half pink, half white. And then right on the tip, I'm going to go with a darker colour. You kind of want to work into your darker colour. And I'm going to go with one of my sort of very dark purples over here. I'm just going to dip into that. Just there. Oh, probably need to go again on that. Give it another spray. Just going to dip into that there. And then what that does is that, I'm not sure if you can see, but that gives, oh you can, you can see there's like a purple, pink and then white, and the procedure is exactly the same. So we go round in a circle, we just push down, down, push down, going round in a circle, and you can even put an extra petal on there, and then that gives you your multicolour. So you can see you've got pink, like purple, going into pink and then going into white, and that gives you your flower. And then you can do 2 of these. So I'll show you how I'm going to do it very quickly on the side of my face. I'm just going to get my mirror just so that I can see as well. So what I'm going to do is very strange doing it on yourself. I'm going to do 1 above my eyebrow just here, so I'm going to go flower, just running a little bit low on paint, flower. I'm going to just do 4, and then down here I'm going to do another one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I might just do another one. I might just do a couple of, now this is what connects these two quite nicely, is that just by the eye there you can just do a 1, like a kind of like a half flower just there, And that's how you create the start of your festival flowers that go around the face. If you can see just there, just pinch the camera a little bit more. And then I've still got quite a lot of paint. You get quite a lot of paint out of a brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, rather than doing a full circle, I'm just going to do 1 or 2 just either side of the top and the bottom flower, just to kind of extend it out and finish it off. So I'm going to do 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there, just to bring that out that way, and then 1 there. I'm just running a little bit low on paint, and then 1 there. So that's then brought my flowers going all the way from there, and then they're going all the way around and right out to the edge just there, if you can see. And that is the basics of how we do our festival flowers. And obviously if you do want to like add a few more in, you can do. And then I'll just show you what to do in the middle. So this does need a different brush, and this is where you have to kind of learn how to do dots. And I found dots quite difficult to do. Sometimes dots still go a little bit wrong, but that's okay because we're face painting, so we can always wipe it off if we need to. So this is the brush that I'm going to use to do dots with. I know it's this one because it's got one little bristle that just comes out at the end, but this is one of my mermaid brushes. Again, it's just a normal paintbrush, but it's quite fine on the end, quite pointy on the end, so that means it gives quite a nice little dot. And I like to do my dots in white. So what I'll do is I'm going to put a little bit on my brush, a little bit of water, and then I'm going to go into my white paint right here. I'm going to swirl around so that I've got plenty and plenty. Now with doing dots, you do need to make sure you've got a little bit more water on the brush because you need the paint to be able to move a little bit better. And then to do dots are just literally you get the brush and you just dot like that, and you just dot, and you just have to be quite fine as you do it. You just have to be like quite gentle on the hand, and you can do your dots just like that. And then what I like to do is I like to put some little dots in the middle of the gap that I've left just there, just to finish the flower off a little bit. So I'm just going to do that right now. So I'm going to go dot, dot, dot. I'm going to do 4, because there's room. So then you can see I've got 4 dots in the middle of my flower. And that's what I'm going to do on these flowers that I've got here. I'm just going to put some dots in white in the middle. You can do any colour that you like. I like to do white. So I'm just going to get my mirror again. Oh, there we go. And what I'm going to do is just put my dots in the middle. So we're going to do dot, 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 and there's just kind of room for 3 on these. And we're going to do dot, dot, dot. There we go. So we've done, you can just see them just there. I've just done some little dots in the middle of the flowers. And that's how nice and simple that is. And then if you want to, you can just put another few dots in as well. It's completely up to yourself. I'm not going to on this one, I don't think. I think there's enough there. So yeah, basically that's how we do dots. So we just dot, 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 nice and easy. And that is how we do the start of our festival flowers. And obviously you can add loads onto this, and I will show, I'll show you how to do that in the next video. I'll show you how you can kind of like add on and add different colours in. It's really cool. As like I say, if you've got face paints at home, absolutely great. You can have a go in your own face. If you haven't, that's also absolutely fine, because you can do it with normal paint on a piece of paper. Just make sure that you don't try and paint your brother or your sister's face with paint, because I think I'll be in trouble with mums and dads. So that's it, guys. That's it for face painting number 1. I hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to go over it and things like that. And like I say, anybody can learn to face paint. I've only been doing it about a year, so anybody can learn. And that's it, guys. So thank you very, very much for watching. You never know, one day I may see you at a party and I might be face painting for you, who knows. But for now, guys, watch the tutorials if it is something that you'd like to learn, and I will see you all later. Have a lovely day. Bye.